Thanks for listening. What song do you guys want to sing?
Mark, I'm saying that. Chris and Alan skipped.
They're not skipping, they slept.
They're what?
They slept.
We're not gonna wake up.
I know.
We want to sleep, but
Mario's gonna go get them.
oh, they are. Go get them.
I'm the only person.
He has two.
It's a water.
Wait 5 minutes though. No, he's in B. Come on. This is A.
You always used to say B makes the most noise, but why is it no one's.
No, Joe is supposed to be here.
It's okay. I slept in the first. I came in the middle of She makes this
Hey guys, can you please quiet for a second? If you don't quiet, I'll ask you to leave. And if you leave, you're gonna go home. I don't think any of you guys want to go home right now.
You still gotta make the I can't do it in the middle.
Hey guys, can we sing this song together until Professor Finn comes in? And here's the thing, here's the rule. If you don't sing, I'm gonna call your parents and you're gonna go home as well.
Thank you for that.
Hey guys, sing.
Yeah, you're singing. We don't know this song.
Alright guys, I'll wait for this part. I go.
We don't know this song.
Do.
So first off, good morning. How did everyone sleep? Okay, that's good news for us. No. Okay, so we're gonna sing the song together. Please sing along. Please. Okay, then listen to the first verse, then jump in on the next one.
Okay. No, sing.
1, 2, 3. Just like the bird when it found its home, just like the happy of your house, O Lord, I love you guys want to do Sons of God instead?
Yeah.
Just say so.
Alright, someone start off. Me
You guys know the song?
My copy.
Guys, if you chose a song, you better sing along.
Okay, let's do Love, Love, Love. Pick a song.
Marina with veto power. Alright guys, just kidding. Guys, we're gonna sing a few verses, okay? Please sing along. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Love, 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 love. The gospel in the word is love. Love the Helper as yourself. Font of cross, Lord, you are our Creator. You created heaven and earth. I adore you, Jesus Christ. You are our Redeemer. You are our sacrifice. I love you, Holy Spirit. You are our comforter. You sanctify our souls. I need you. Catholic Church, you are our blessing and pride. Through your sacraments we are saved. I serve you. Holy God, holy mighty, holy and immortal one, have mercy on us. I'll sing with you. Guys, what do you want to sing? Zayda wants us to do one more song.
Our God is an awesome God. But we need the lyrics.
2, 3.
I place my soul into your hands, my Lord Jesus Christ. Lead me, 'cause I depend on you. Lead me and I'll serve you. Please be my guide in every way. Be my Lord, I won't go astray. Sanctify my heart and my needs until I see you, Lord.
Louder.
As you have always said,
No, I cannot hear you.
source of all goodness. As you have always
Where are you?
a source of all goodness. Come unto me, all you weary.
Flash.
Come unto me and you'll find rest. Come unto me, I am the way, I am the truth and life. When my life gets filled with worries and darkness overwhelms, the clouds will be dispersed away by you, O Prince of Peace. You are my shield, you are my hope, you are my strength, you are my goal, you are the perfect love, O Lord, of whom then shall I fear? As you have always said, O source of all goodness. As you have always said, O source of all goodness.
Come unto me.
All you weary, come
Unto me, and you'll find rest. Come unto me. I am the way. I am the truth and life. Sorry, guys. What's happened? No, it's okay. Thank you.
Where's the monitor? No. Say the back one. There's a portable one. There's a portable one. Yeah, this one's not.
Thank you. Good morning, guys. How are you? Hello? Hi. You okay? Everything's fine? Do you know how to boil a frog?
What?
To boil a frog.
No.
Frog. A frog. Do you know how to boil a frog? Do you know how to boil a frog?
Just put water
No?
down. Kill it first.
Do you know how to do that?
Do you have to cut it first?
Yeah?
To kill it.
To kill it,
And then you have to cut up the pieces.
and you cut it into pieces.
Clean it. And then you
And you have to clean it. That's a very messy stuff, right? It's very messy then. Yes, do you know how to do that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then there is a lot of blood and it's very messy, isn't it?
Why don't
Yeah.
you not do it in a
What? Yes. You know what they do, how they do? I tell you how they do. They do it in a very simple way. You know that frogs, they love water. You know that?
Yes.
They love to. Then they put them in the water in a very normal room temperature. So they are enjoying it, they are happy. And then slowly, very slowly, they warm the water up. And the water is getting warm, they are very relaxed. And they are very tenderly sleeping in the very beautiful warm water. And gradually, little by little, the temperature is increasing little by little. And as they are increasing the temperature, they lose control. And as soon as they lose control, they can jump up. And by this way, they put them to death in a very soft way. So they kill them. It's so mean, right? It is so mean. But this is what happened to us sometimes. This is what sometimes the society, sometimes the people around us, sometimes Satan is doing that to us. They give you a little bit, just a small little bit, and then you like it. Then after a while they increase it a little bit more, little bit more, little bit more. Then you lose control, and then you can't make anything. Then you are trapped in there. So that's why the more that we are sensitive to the changes that's happening in our lives, the more that we are careful in how we are doing it, how we are trapped. And that's an important message for all of us. That means that the sensitivity that we will have in our lives to certain issues that will make it difficult for us to get out of it. And that means the more that we are careful in our life, it makes much more security for us. Then here, we need to see what kind of changes that will be good for us and what kind of changes that will be harmful for us. Then we take a story, and from that story we continue. I want you to imagine what's the difference. Do you know the story of the people of Israel in Egypt, and when they were crossing the Red Sea to the Promised Land? Do you know that story? Yeah? Everybody knows it. Okay, I want you to compare for me. If you were one of these people, and Moses is coming to you and telling you, come, let's go out of this country. What are you going to say?
Why?
Why? That's a good question.
Just
Why?
wonder what is happening. Just wonder what is the reason for it.
What is the reason that he wants us to do this? That's a very good answer. Because people, first of all, before we make a change, they need to know why. So, if you were Moses, what are you going to tell these people? Do you know what Moses told the people of Israel when they were in Egypt? Let me explain a little bit about their situation. You know, the people of Israel, in Egypt, they were slaves. You know that? They were slaves. They were very poor. They were doing something very hard to do. You know how they do? They were doing bricks. And you know how to make a brick? You know how they did? They take the hay and they mix it with manure of the cattle, the cows, and they mix it with mud, and they make a big pile like this, and they leave it to ferment. And then they take that blend and they put all these small, they form it into a mold. So most of them nearly had a tuberculosis because of the hay, because of the mud, because of the manure, because of all what they have. So imagine a community that they are very sick. All of them have tuberculosis. A community that they have poverty, very poor, not educated, but they see the others are doing something great. They see the others, they're enjoying everything. And we are slaves and we cannot do anything. So, to make a change in this society, what do you think Moses would come up with an idea like what? Yes.
Like go to another country and act like bigger people kind of?
Yes, go to another country and be like a bigger people. Good. Great. You know what? God wanted Moses to tell them something so important in their life. You know what was it? Come with me. I will take you to a land, and that land will give you milk and honey. You know that? This milk and honey. The land that I will take you to, it's a beautiful land where you will enjoy the milk and honey. Why the milk and honey? Yes?
The Egyptians have it, the milk and honey, like the prize.
Yes, they see the other people, they have it, and we don't have it. And they need it, because they were very sick. So God wanted to give them a mental image. So now, to make a change, you need to create, first of all, a mental image why we have to do this change. And if we are not able to have the mental image, then there is no motive. Then for you here, to make a transformation in your life, you need first of all to create a mental image in your mind. But this mental image, for example, someone will say like, I want to become that. I want to make that beautiful vision in my life. I want to be. I want. So don't be afraid to imagine. Don't be afraid to create an image in your life. Because that images in your life is very important. But what kind of image that you need to make?
A good image.
A good image. But it has to be a real image. It's not like that's something that it's possible to achieve. Someone would say like, I want to make like this and that, but it's real. It's happening in the life. You have seen similar people that they have made it. Sometimes you say to yourself, okay, I want to have an image like I want to go and live in the moon. Yes, you can have an image like that, but that's not everybody wanted to do that, right? Not everyone would have that kind of image. But I think you can create an image in your life that you want to make that kind of change in your life. Maybe you wanted to become this profession, or you wanted to have that family, you wanted to have that kind of life that you wanted. And here, it's an image that you create in your mind, and that image would meet with a very important image that God wanted us to be. And what image that we were created? Yeah? The image of God. That means that I need to create an image that meets with the image of God. What did that image of God looks like? You see, here Moses did not ask the people directly that we wanted to come and go and worship all the time. But he did ask them, come to a land that gives you milk and honey. God wanted us to be prosperous, and He wanted us to be successful, and He wanted us to be good people in the society. He wanted us to become something important in the society. That doesn't take away that very beautiful, successful image that I have for myself. It has to meet with another image, which is the image of God in my life. And that image of God in my life would give power in me. And that image of God in me, that with me it's something so important. And sometimes that image of God in me It's holiness, it's purity, it's honesty, it's people who are serving one another. We live in a community, and that kind of image is very important. And that means that first thing you need to do in your life when you are in that age, we need to create both together. I want to bring the image of God that we say in the Bible that it's happening like this. And I need to bring what I love to be in the future and put them together and write them to myself. You know why I have to write them to myself? Because I need to put that image. And this is in the future. You will start to sharpen every day, every year. Then you create what is called vision of your life. To be prosperous, to be successful, to be the person you wanted to be, you need that vision. And in your age now, it's the best time that you will create that vision in your life. And if you need help, how to write this, you go to your priest, you go to your Sunday school teacher and tell them, now I want to put that image, that mental image that I wanted in my life. Maybe someone would say, I want to be that person, I want to be that very important person in society. We all have daydreams, right? All of us. That's a very good thing, by the way. We are not against it. But take that daydream in your life, write it down, and take the other image that God is telling you, I want you to be like this, and put them together. And then you will create what you really love to do in your life. Then you will have a beginning of the vision. And that vision in your life is the one that will make you like Moses will come to you and tell you, come, follow me. We would go to the land that it gives milk and honey. And what are you going to do? Oh, that vision, that very beautiful image that I wanted. Then you will walk. You will suffer, but you will walk with him. You will carry the burden of the changes that's happening in your life. Right? So this is the first thing that we need to do. Write down your vision. Write down the mental image that you love to have in your life and put it clear. I want to tell you, sometimes I go back to the things that I wrote when I was your age. And sometimes I feel so happy because there were some of what I wrote when I was in your age, I'm doing now. And I'm very happy for it. I didn't imagine I would become a bishop. I didn't imagine I would become like this. But I wrote what I would love to do. I wrote down that this is the things that makes me happy. And when I read it now, I feel like, oh, that was a dream in my life when I was of your age. And now I'm doing this dream. And I'm happy to do it. And then your life will become something so important. Then what you imagine in your life, if you write it down one day, you will look back to it and say, oh, my dream became true. And I'm very happy for that. So I encourage all of you, the first thing you need to do before you go back home today or tomorrow, please sit and write down your dreams, your imagination, and bring back also the image of God that you see. And that's exactly what Moses did with the people of Israel. He went to them and they saw the suffering, the pain, the dreams that they have. But then he was able to bring them another dimension in life, and he said, okay, I want to give you something new. Imagine every day that man would go back to his wife every day after a long day of work, and he's coming very tired, and he is coughing because of the disease that he had, and he will go and he will just like fall down, and they don't talk. And his kids are coming around him and say, "Dad, Dad," and he doesn't talk to them. He doesn't have anything to say. He doesn't have hope. He doesn't have dreams. But that very particular day, when they met Moses, and Moses is telling them, "Look, I will take you to the land that gives milk and honey." And that land that gives milk and honey, he started to think of it. And because of his thoughts, he came back to his wife and he said, but I met someone, and that man is telling us he will take us to that land that gives milk and honey. Maybe he's right, maybe it's true. Let's. And they start to talk. And then he collected his children and he said, "No, look, we have that hope." Then the image, the mental image that you are able to create in your life will give you hope, will give you force that you can make a change in your life, and that change in your life will become true one day. So now, you need to write down what is called my life vision. Don't wait till you become in the university or after university. This is the time. It's your age. This is the time where you would write your vision. But unfortunately, the vision is so far away. So far away. It's so big. Then, God is always good. He is asking Moses, "Now, I want to bring you a ladder." You know that ladder? That you, okay, I would put the ladder where I am, and I put it on the image. But imagine if you don't have an image for your life. Where you will put the other end? You put it in the first, here, where I am, but where I put it there? It's empty. If you have an image, if you have a mental image, if you have what is called the vision in your life, then you will be able to put it up there. And now, what is this ladder that God wanted us to put? Do you know? The first ladder, the first step in that ladder, God is wanted to tell the people of Israel that He is able. He's a mighty God. And that mighty God can give you the power that you need. Imagine that power. Very strange. I'm very weak. I'm very sick. I'm very poor. I have nothing to do in my life. And I'm very much in despair. But there is nothing I can do. And then suddenly someone is telling you, don't worry. I give you my power. I give you my power. Do you want to try? Do you want to try that power? It's very strange. I give you an image. Do you have a cell phone? Do you know that cell phone? You know this little cell phone here? Imagine that little cell phone.
They know it very well.
Yeah. Imagine that little cell phone. Do you think by itself it has a power? No. So what is the power here? It's a network. So imagine if that cell phone is not connected to the network. What the need of this power? It's just very little. It stores some images and some information, and it doesn't really have the power that it has if it's connected. And that's what God wanted to give you. He wanted to tell you, even if you have a little power like this, but I can give you something more. I can give you even much more power than you can imagine. And you can do wonders. You can do much more than you can think you can. And that means I need to try that. Can I test you, God? Can I really have that taste? I need to see it. Then he talks to Moses. Look, I will train you. I will give you this training so you would know that I have the power that nobody can imagine that power is yours. I'm very weak. I can't do it. No, you can. Let me try that with you. Oh, Moses. Show me your hand. Moses is looking at his hand and saying, oh, it's very normal. It's a normal hand. Put it in your pocket. It's very easy to put your hand in your pocket, right? And he thought that this is a nice game. But as soon as he got it out of his pocket, what? A slipper. It's very strange. My hand has changed. Oh, don't worry. Put it back to your pocket. And then when he got it out, it became normal. Oh, that's a training. Then Moses looked at God and said, what? Can you do that? Yes, that's my power that I want to give you. Do you have a staff in your hand? Yes, God, this is it. Throw it. It became a snake. Oh, I'm afraid of the snake. I tell you, don't be afraid. I'm with you. I give you my power. What are you going to do? Hold the snake. Grab it. Don't be afraid. You're stronger than the snake. You're much more than the snake. It will not hurt you. And Moses stretched his hand and took the snake. And it became a normal staff again. That's what we call it, training. God is training us to be stronger, to experience the power of God in our life. And that means I need to be attentive. I need to be sensitive to the training that God is giving us. And then God told Moses, now, the big mission that I want you to do. I want you to go and talk to the Pharaoh. To the Pharaoh? He wanted to kill me. Don't worry. Now you're trained. Now you know the power you have. Now you know that you can do it. And now, you may think, I have a little power. I can't do it. I'm weak in that. But don't worry. God is telling you that I give you my power. I give you the authority to tread on serpents and scorpions and all the power of the enemies. Do you give me that authority, God? Yes, I give you. And if you believe that God is able, that's the beginning of the first step in your life, that you make a change in your life. I tell you something, nothing is impossible for those who believe. Nothing. Whatever you can do in your life, whatever you want to do in your life, you will make it. Just simply trust that the power of God is yours. So this is the first step. Then you take it there. And I say like, now Lord, I put my ladder up there, but I know that you give me power. Agree? The second step. We want to make the ladder, right? The second step, I want to fulfill my task. You think that God doesn't want us to work hard? What is the best thing you can do in your life? God wanted us to understand. To understand that vision is true in our life. And He wanted us to trust in Him. And that's why what happened to the people of Israel, God is telling them, follow me. And then the Pharaoh is becoming stronger. And he is telling, no, you cannot leave. Do you think that the people of God should be afraid? And this is what happened actually. They became afraid and they went to Moses and told him, no, leave, because we were okay, we were slaves, but he will kill us. Satan wanted to give you fear. He wanted to threaten you. Lots of problems, lots of threats. Sometimes people will come with negative feelings and tell you, no, you cannot do that. You're weak, you're bad. Don't listen. Trust in God, and then you will make it. Then the people of Israel returned back, and then God wanted to show them again, don't worry, I'll be with you. Then he made the 10 plagues, one after the others. He wanted to train his people, and he wanted to tell them, I am the Lord, your God. Trust in me. Then he takes them away. He walks in front of them. He opened the sea, and he carried them through the sea. And here is an important thing, that you trust your God. So first, you need to have the very important thing that you believe in the power that you have. You're not a weak person. Christians, we are not weak. We are strong. We can, simply because of the power of God in us. Second, you trust your God. Whatever happens in your life, you trust. And that trust will take you to the third step. Your ladder is becoming stronger. Then I have the vision, and then I have my ladder, and I walk the first step and I say, here I am, the power of God in me. The second, I trust in you, Lord. I cannot leave you because I know that you can. I trust whatever you do is good for me. But now, you need to see something very important in the life. No one can succeed by himself or herself. No one can do it alone. Nothing. No one. Then what are you going to do? I want to go together. We have to be together. We are a community. And that community, we're helping one another. And imagine if the people of Israel are walking and someone is getting sick. Oh, we have to carry that sick person. We all have to carry one another because we need to feel that we are a community. We are together. And that feeling, the more that you are helping one another, the more that you are successful. Let me tell you that story. You know when Jesus went out and all the people followed him? Multitudes of people, 5,000 persons. It's a big number of people. And then they got hungry. We don't have anything to give them. And the disciples went to Jesus and told them, look, send the people away so they can find something to eat. And then he is looking at his disciples and tell, all right, do you know that I have power? Yes, Lord. Do you know that do you trust me? Yes, Lord. But they don't have. And here is the big, beautiful test. Then one of the disciples told them, look, Lord, we have a little boy here who have 5 loaves and 2 fish. Imagine you are one of that boy. You are that very particular boy. What are you going to do? Are you going to share it? Are you going to keep it? Lots of people, they don't have anything. I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I can share it. I need to keep it for myself. But the success here, that when you are able to trust and to know the power of God, and you have those 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and then you come to Jesus and tell him, now I know that we are a community. Now I know that we are together. Now I give you this. because I know that you can make it for all of us, then here is the success. Here when you can make it, here when you can actually will be able to fulfill your image. The mental image here will be there. When you are able to love and to give, success depends very much on the ability of sharing and working together and the love that we have and to give. And if you're not able to do it, I think you will not be able to fulfill your vision. And that's why I will not talk a lot, but then I want to give you these 3 steps. So first of all in your life, what are you going to do? First, write the vision. Write a vision. Write it now. Don't go without writing your vision. I know you can write a lot of things, but this is the time where you would write it and rewrite it and rewrite it and rewrite it. And every day read it and look at it. Maybe you can correct it, because this is the time where you can do it. And then tell, okay, I want to put the ladder. And the ladder here, you trust the power of God in your life and share what you have with the people around you. Then you will be successful. No one can work alone. No one can succeed by himself. And you need to know that. And no one can succeed without trust. And no one can succeed without knowing the power of God that works. So now I want you to carry this message with you. Then you can implement something good. Don't let Satan boil the frog for you. Don't leave him to give you that kind of sensational relaxation, and you don't really see what's important in your life. What's important in your life is simply write your vision, trust in God, trust His power, trust His wisdom, share the resources with one another. Then you are able to make it, and you will be successful. Thank you. God bless you. Good. You like it? Good. Okay. So leaders, now you have the 3 groups together. Who is leading? We have the group discussions, right? Then we have split to 3 groups.
I thought we had like some ice cream.
Okay, icebreakers will be here. So who is doing the icebreakers? Okay, while they are doing the icebreakers, you want to sing the song? So take my right hand, oh Lord, and guide me in your way forever. So take my right hand, oh Lord, and guide me in your way forever. So take my right hand, oh Lord, and guide me. You need to feel that the hand of God is yours. that you can hold the hands of God and walk with? You can. You feel Him. He's holding your hand. And while you are in your life, you can make it. Okay, we leave you for the icebreakers now. Thank you so much for being attentive to me.
Alright guys, so we're trying to set up an obstacle course. So we need you guys to move all the tables.
Let's go, move it! Move your feet!
Guys, back table.